Morning, everybody. Let's find our seats so we can get started.
What are we?
Okay. Actually, stay standing up, Michael, because we're gonna. All right.
Make him sit down and get back up like it's mass or something.
Whenever you're ready to start.
Keep talking.
Okay. Keep talking. Okay. So how about that rain, huh? Woohoo! Water falling from the sky? How absurd of a concept is that?
Not in Arizona.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some snow later this week, but we'll see. We'll have to stay tuned for more.
All right, stand as you are able and willing. I'm going to see what verses we have up here. I told Sean 2 verses and 2 choruses, and I don't know which one they are, so... You have to help me out today. I've been getting over all this smoke. So, yeah. Thank you, Sean, for clarification. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow. No one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Let's do the bridge. I messed that. Just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Chorus, lean on me. Nice and loud. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean. You guys sound so nice this morning. Let's do it again. Just maybe a little more soul, like we weren't raised in Lutheran, Methodist, and Catholic churches. A little more effort, maybe. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Say good morning to each other.
adventure to land. Time and space.
All right, we'll give everybody just a second to get their seats. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. We're all are welcome. If you're a first-time visitor, please fill out one of our blue cards from the lobby. You can drop it in the basket later or give it back to one of the greeters, and we'd love to keep in touch with you. We'll go out to coffee with you and just get to know you. All right, and here at Unity Flagstaff, there's 4 ways to pray. We're here to support you in affirmative prayer. You can ask a prayer partner. Prayer partners, if you're in the room, raise your hands. Prayer partners will be available after service at the Serenity Room over here. You can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY. They're open 24/7. And I can't make the joke unlike our government because they're open again. But anyways, you can call them anytime you're in need of prayer. We have a prayer box. Michael, that's your cue.
Oh, it's right over here.
Thank you, Michael. And you can contact us here at the center, 928-526-8893. And this morning it's my privilege to welcome up Miss Shar Snipes. She's a wanderer, a prayer partner, volunteer, and our friend. We haven't seen her in a while because she's been out having lots of adventures.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back. Thank you. It's nice to see everyone this morning. Good morning. And welcome to Reverend Briggs. Thank you for being here today. We're ready for all your teachings. So let's relax into our opening prayer. And this time is to open to this service and to these teachings. So let's breathe into peace and release all that no longer serves us. As we open our hearts and minds this morning to teachings and a deeper understanding, we are thankful for the serenity that comes from embracing this present moment. We are grateful for the wisdom and guidance that flows from our inner spirit, knowing the truth of who we are. We are thankful for opportunities and growth, finding beauty in the diversity of our world and honoring the individuality in each other. So as we celebrate our minds, hearts, and our spirit, we know we are one, we are whole, and affirm the divinity within us all. We celebrate our divine nature of joy, peace, and love. We are blessed, we are grateful, and so it is, and so we let it be. I love having this little background fella. So this is our time for prayer requests and gratitudes to share if anyone has anything that they would like to share this morning. God knows the details. So, Gary.
Hang on, they're getting the mic.
Perhaps you remember at the service last week, about the story that Matt told. I ordered the book. It's here. It's in the library now.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for all your prayers. I'm on the mend. I appreciate it.
Donna, by asking for those prayers, the healing already started. So thank you for that. And we're happy to see your smiling face today. And your leopard outfit.
Okay, a couple things. First of all, my brother, he's a chemical engineer in Casper, Wyoming. He worked at Sinclair Refinery until this week. They've been making some cutbacks due to 10% import tariff on crude oil from Canada. Anyway, my brother is now out of a job, and there's not much for chemical engineers in Casper when the refinery's closed. So he's going to have to find a new job and relocate his family. So I'd appreciate, probably not just for him, because there's a number of people who have been cut because they're cutting down to a skeleton crew to try to weather the storm. So there's a lot of people in that situation. Okay, and secondly, a little bit more self-centered. I'm going to Boston this week for a business meeting, and I have a lot riding on this meeting. It could turn out really well. We'll see. Anyway, I'd appreciate prayers for divine guidance, perhaps in what to say, and if nothing else, that I can sleep on the plane. I guess that's all.
What is your brother's name?
Lyle.
Lyle. And your name?
Ryan.
Ryan.
Good name.
Yeah.
Solid.
So let's first let's hold Lyle in our hearts. This is a lot of change, time of change for a lot of people. And so let's just surround him in light and in ease and know the highest good and the highest outcome for all of these changes. And Ryan, we see you full of information, guidance, wisdom, calm, and ease as you pursue this situation. So, thank you for sharing.
So I would like prayers. It's a prayer and a gratitude. So we recently got new landlords, and the people in the building next to us were given their notice, their 30-day notice. We were not, but I feel the writing's on the wall. So we are in, we are in releasing mode as far as getting rid of stuff, paring down, and it's actually feeling really empowering to just be in that proactive space of visioning what it is we want next. What's the living space we want to hold for ourselves? And so I guess I would like prayers around that and just gratitude that I'm, being proactive about it. And we've gotten rid of, we had a whole bunch of pandemic food. I don't know if anybody else stored up pandemic food. We had a whole bunch of pandemic food, and we brought it here for the food drive. So after church, I would love some help bringing it in. But just prayers and gratitude around all of that.
Thank you, Trina. It sounds like you are in a very good place with all of this. So let's just hold you in our hearts and in our minds, and we see you going through this change as it should be, the divine order. And we know the divinity in you and your husband are whole and on to new adventures. So thank you for bringing that up to share. And thank you for your food donations. We'll help you with that afterwards.
Hi, Unity family.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, I just want to say,
Hi, Steve.
you never really know for sure what's going to happen on your path. Stephanie and I have been together for a year and a half.
Woohoo!
I am so happy, I'm full of glee, and as far as I can tell, so is she. I am so happy. It's been pretty serious and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we're together, hon.
Oh.
Oh, I can't think of anything more to say. Adios.
Oh, my goodness. Steve and Stephanie, gosh, it's fun to see you here today. And we are blessed by having you within our community as well. But I see the blessings that you each bring to each other. So it's all about love, right? So thank you for sharing. That's exhausting, isn't it?
You won't believe this, because I don't look that old. My son is 67. He just sent me a message last week that he had full body arthritis, and he's still working, but not very well. So if you could think about him, Stephen, and pray for him, I sure have been. Thank you.
Thank you, Norm. So let's take Stephen and let's hold him in our hearts. And let's surround him in light. We see healing light, and we see comfort. And we know guidance and discernment and the highest expression of health. And we love having you here, Norm. Thank you for sharing.
I would like to ask for, in these times that we're in, people are feeling different challenges, and I am as well, on many levels. And I seem to go back and forth between sometimes feeling a little despair and sometimes feeling happy and hopeful. So what I'm asking for is to feel hope and inspiration.
Thank you, Cynthia. So first off, I feel like we need to embrace all of those feelings. They're real and they're going on. So let's just embrace these feelings and we let them pass. Each day changes, every day is different. And we wrap peace around knowing that we can release the power of these outside conditions. We know we can release the power of these circumstances, and we know peace. Thank you.
I just want to share a bit of gratitude for all of you who came to the Peter Mayer concert. It was a long effort and thank you, Gary, for helping. Thanks to everyone who pitched in and helped set up chairs that day. It was a long time coming. It was really cool to have such a nice turnout, and for someone who I've admired for a really long time, and have an enjoyable time and bring him to all of you. And I know many of you appreciated it. So I'm just very thankful that we had a space to make that happen and that it's done now. And I don't have to be calling people every day to make them RSVP and set up sound and all. I'm just glad it's all done, but I'm very thankful for all of you.
Yay. And thank you, Ryan, for making all that happen. So we have a lot of talent here, so including you. Marcia?
Well, I am still grateful for that concert. I'm still playing. I bought some music online from him, especially Buddha Santa. Yeah. And I'm so grateful to you for making this happen. And I'm grateful for the Master Chorale, which did its concert yesterday afternoon. That was, woo! We did it. I'm in the Master Chorale, in case you're puzzled by that response. So.
Thank you, Marcia. And we're grateful for your beautiful voice that you share with us here and also in the community. So thank you.
John, did you say that Peter Mayer concert was on our YouTube channel or no? I'll update when we're done with prayers.
Are we complete? Oh.
I'd just like to ask for prayers for continued healing for myself. I've had this cough for 4.5 weeks, and I got some antibiotics for sinus infection, but it's taking longer to go away than I wish. And I'm just visualizing healing and just prayers for patience for myself to be patient with the process. Thank you.
Thank you. And your name is? Lori. Thank you, Lori, for bringing that to us. That begins the healing process. We know the healing of prayer. So, Lori, we see you comfortable. We see you moving through this. And we see you with a little bit of patience and love and healing. Thank you. Okay. Oh.
Mine's not quite as fun as Steve's, but about a little over a year and a half ago, my mom passed away, and my brother has become very controlling and selfish, and I mean, kind of, I don't even know what to say, that he's just in a state of greed and taking and controlling and actively trying to be harmful. And I don't really understand it. And I've been trying to navigate it. And it looks like I need to have a lawyer in Massachusetts. So if anyone knows a lawyer in Massachusetts, that'd be great. And also, prayers for my brother to heal whatever it is in himself that causes him to need to behave this way. And also for me to be able to release his influence on me and to have joy despite all that's going on.
Thank you, Stephanie. What is your brother's name?
Mark.
Mark.
With a C.
Okay.
For some reason that seems important.
Thank you, Stephanie. Let's just wrap our arms around Mark. Let's see love flowing through this situation. And let's know the divine is in all of this. And as we bring this forth and all of our emotions wrapped around it, we know guidance and we know wisdom and discernment and we know peace. And we hold Stephanie in light and love as she works through this situation, and we see only the highest good for all. Okay, so we are thankful for the words spoken and unspoken here today. And we're thankful for the power of prayer. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Thank you, Shar. Steve's in the room. You know what we got to do? You ready? You ready? Let's raise the energy in the room. I forgot to do this at the intro. Repeat after me. What a wonderful day.
What a wonderful day.
What a wonderful day. What a wonderful day. All right. Thank you. So update on Peter Mayer. We recorded the concert. And after we bribed him with some breakfast, Peter Mayer said we can use the recording in our services. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the whole concert clipped into songs. And that way we can play them during services. And for those of you that weren't here last week, Unity of Flagstaff has purchased every one of his CDs, and they're labeled, Unity of Flagstaff, so you can borrow them and return them if you want. They'll be in the Serenity Room.
Well, return them regardless, yeah.
Yeah. I only have one copy of each, so don't steal them. Okay. Before we go on, I want to take a moment. I don't have a slide for this, but how many of you are older than 70 and a half? Raise your hands. Okay, then you don't want to hear what I got to say. You ever heard of a QCD? No, it's not that condition Ryan has. A QCD is a qualified charitable distribution, and I don't know how many of you have ever heard of this, but we've got a flyer with information about this. It's a specific type of donation where it's basically your tax burden on investments. You have to pay it regardless. It either goes to Uncle Sam or to a 501c3 organization of your choice. And so you have to pay it regardless. You can choose whether you pay it to the government or you can give it to us. At the bottom of this flyer is the information that you would need to give your investment firm. Now, for example, like if you're with Fidelity, Edward Jones, whatever, you would just call them and tell them, I want to do a QCD, and then they're going to ask for this information. It is on the flyer. So, and there's two forms of information here. Unity Worldwide is the mothership organization. That information is on here, and then our specific information is on here. Whoever your investment firm is will probably ask for both, so it is on here. If you're interested in this flyer and you're over 70 and a half, raise your hands and we'll get you a flyer.
Can I make a little specification? It's voucher required minimum coming out.
Okay, do you want to give her a mic? Let's give Marcia a mic.
Uh-oh.
It comes out of your required minimum distribution. That's all I wanted to say.
Correct. And all the information's on this flyer. If you change your mind later, we'll have them out in the lobby. But anyways, this is just a different type of giving opportunity that you might not be aware of before, and it's a good opportunity for churches because it's once a year. And like I said, it's either you pay Uncle Sam or you can give it to us. And I think you guys would like to support us more than Uncle Sam, right? All right.
Amen.
Okay.
Testify.
Back to our regularly scheduled program. And I forgot Helen's slide, so come on up, Helen.
Yay.
Round of applause. Yeah, Helen. Let's start out with the... She's our PA today, by the way.
And our friend.
Yeah. She's our PA today and our friend, and she helps lead the pastor nominating committee, and they're doing great work. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Let's do our unity principle first. Let's see if I can read it. Okay, let's do it together. Prayer and meditation keep us aligned with the one great power in the universe. And we can also do the short version. I am one with the universe. So you don't often see me up here doing PA. I used to do it all the time, but I've been on hiatus for quite a while now, which is nice. I like that. But I was asked, since we're doing a series on tithing and making pledges and things like that, if maybe I would talk about why I tithe. So that's what we're going to do. Tithing is something I believe in strongly. I've been practicing it for the past 30 years. I started during a time when I was struggling to create a new life and discover who I was. I had worked for Coconino County for 20 years, 17 and a half of them as the county recorder. As an elected official, I was the county's top vote getter and politically active in the state. But when I decided to run for a different office, I lost that election and my identity and my income. It was a blessing I have since been grateful for, but pretty tough to deal with at the time. That year, my husband and I divorced after nearly 30 years of marriage, so I was no longer a wife, and my teenage daughter was struggling, so my good mother image was shattered. So I had to figure out who I was and what I wanted rather than what people expected of me. And of course, there was the question of income. Garage sales to raise money to buy groceries only worked for so long. One thing I knew I wanted to do was to connect with a spiritual community, one that aligned with my perspective rather than the evangelical one I had been active in before my marriage. Another thing I wanted was to practice tithing. That was to give away 10% of my income. I had always thought I should give it to the church I was attending, but my church at the time was asking people to give 5%, hoping this would be more enticing. But I had a strong idea that 10% was the amount I should give. But if the church only wanted 5%, I would give the other 5% to charities. I did get a job at last, and every time I sat down to write checks to pay bills, I would first write checks for the amount of 10% of the gross income I had received, and then use the remainder to pay my bills. There was always enough to pay what I needed to. Even when the job ended, and I was borrowing money to go to school and working for a brand new nonprofit with little income, I kept tithing and was able to pay my bills and had the joy of creating income while working to help others. When we started to come to Unity, I decided to give the full 10% to Unity and still continued to support the charitable groups as well. Throughout the past 30 years, the funding I needed seemed to show up at the right time. An example of this happened in 2014. I was retired, and my income was established with no variation. I was leading a fundraising effort at Unity, asking folks to give extra. Despite the fact that I was already tithing, for some reason I felt compelled to announce that I would give an extra $1,000. I had no idea where this would come from, but felt that I could and should do this. A few weeks later, out of the blue, I received a check in the mail for $4,000. It was a refund from an insurance policy that I had taken out in 1973 when I had first started working for the county. The premium was just $7 a month, and they said if by the time you turned 70, if you had not used the insurance, they would refund all the premiums. I had kept the policy, but had forgotten about that feature. I had turned 70 in 2014. This surprise not only provided the $1,000 I had pledged, but a nice bonus for me as well. I have always found tithing to be a reliable tool for living in abundance, strengthening my faith, bringing me joy, and increasing my gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh.
No, she tripped on her shoe because I watched her. She didn't hit that. That was tucked. That's tucked under. It was tucked under. So she tripped on her shoe.
Okay. You're okay? Okay. Thank you, Helen. That was a great inspired moment that you provided today. And Ryan, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do a different song. For a second, but that doesn't look like me.
You won't let me use pictures of you and your daughter.
That's true, yeah. I'm going to do a different song and switch the order here. I think it fits better. If we could lower the lights before we head into the meditation, if someone would be willing to do that, we'll get an attitude for that. My heart is open and my mouth is closed. Pain and fear, no, I don't need those. Sunset, sunrise, seeing this world with my own two eyes. It's tough, but it is good. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul. With my soul. Wake up early, gonna eat good food. I'm gonna spread this love, that's what I'll do for you and for me. I will love my neighbor, I will lend a hand. I will make this earth a sacred land for me and for you. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul. With my soul. Change right now like you know you should. You better change right now. Be some earthly good. Take a chance and fall in love with everyone. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul. with my soul. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul.
So I want to invite you to take a moment to sit back, close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And let's take a deep breath and release it. Some say that prayer is talking to God and meditation is listening to God. So I want to invite us now to have mouths closed and hearts open as we sit in the knowing that all is well. So I invite you to continue to breathe, to allow your mind to relax. And today we have a great benefit of distracting noises, because that's an opportunity for us to practice our meditation even in a noisy world. It's our opportunity to practice tuning in, knowing in that space within us there is a deep well of peace and gratitude that is always accessible underneath all the noise of the world and of your mind. That deep well of peace and tranquility is yours. So I invite you to continue to breathe. Maybe put a slight smile on your face and rest in the knowing that all is well. As we rest in this time, we are grateful. Grateful for the opportunity to join in spiritual practice together with each other. For the live music we have today. And for all of these beautiful souls showing up despite the weather to be here in love and in gratitude. So when you're ready, you can begin to move your fingers and your toes, roll your neck and your shoulders, and begin to come back to this moment, right here and right now.
It's my honor and privilege to welcome our guest speaker, Miss Reverend Amanda Sue Briggs.
Well, good morning, everyone. You know, I can tell I'm not in Phoenix because there's so many people here, even though it's raining. Doesn't happen down there. So thank you all for braving the weather and showing up this morning. So what if I told you that there is one thing that can impact how long you live, how much money you make, how well your kids do in school, whether or not you reach your goals, how you cope with stress, your mood, and even the amount of pain that you feel in your body? One thing that can impact all of that, what would you say? Tell me what it is, right? So research shows that that one thing is the quality of your relationships. And this isn't just your primary relationship, your spouse or partnership, but all of your relationships. With your family, your parents, your kids, the people you volunteer with, the people at church, your neighbors, your landlord, the doctor, the baker, the candlestick maker. All of our relationships are important, and they can impact our lives in profound ways. And so today I want to explore the spiritual aspect of relationships and what can sometimes go wrong and what we do about it, using lessons from the creation stories in the Bible. So first I want to talk about why relationships are important to us spiritually. So it's through other people, through that diversity and that individuality and getting to know other people, that we begin to get a fuller understanding of spirit and of what it means to be human. We have this term in Unity, oneness. You ever stop to think about what oneness really means? When we say oneness, that we are all one, that we are all one with God, does that mean that we are the same as God? Does that mean that we are the same as each other? Of course not, right? Oneness does not mean sameness. You see, all of our life experiences, all the things that you have gone through and endured, all of those moments in your life where you've had this pure bliss and joy, or you've been so proud of yourself, those moments that you have experienced in your life, they have impacted you in a profound way, haven't they? And I would bet that all of those experiences had something to do with other people. Your parents or your siblings, that mentor you had that set you on that path, that teacher who really spoke to you and made a difference, that jerk who really hurt you. So people have a profound impact in shaping us into the person and the expression of God that we become. And all of these people that have touched your life in small ways and in significant ways, each and every one of them is an expression of spirit. Their own unique expression, just like you are, and you are, and you are. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, says in his book, The Atom-Smashing Power of Mind, he says, the great need of the whole human family is to understand that we are not separate nor insignificant, but the vital, important, integral parts of a mighty whole. Just like my hand and my eyes and my brain and my heart are all important, integral parts of me, we are each important parts of that greater whole that is the divine. And us each living into the unique expression that we are contributes to that great and mighty whole. So in order to begin to comprehend what this oneness thing means, in order to begin to understand the vastness of God or the divine or spirit. We can start by looking at every single individual person that we know. And all of those qualities and all of the things that make them unique, if we put all of that together, we get just a tiny snapshot into the vastness and the magnificence and the beauty that is God. So this is why our relationships are important. Because we are each individual expressions of spirit. And the people we meet in our lives help shape us into that expression that we become. And each person that we meet is themselves an expression of spirit and gives us insight into God. So relationships are not just part of our human journey. They're part of our spiritual journey as well. They're not just important for our health and our well-being and our social connection. They're important to our spiritual growth too. Okay, here's the problem though. Relationships can be tough, right? So let's look at what we can learn from the first creation story in the Bible. In the beginning, God began to create the heavens and the earth, and the earth was complete chaos. And darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and morning the first day. Then God said, "Let there be a dome in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." So God made the dome and separated the waters that were under the dome from the waters that were above the dome. And it was so. God called the dome sky, and there was evening and morning the second day. So in this creation story, we see this separation of things. God separates the light from the dark so that day can be day and night can be night. He separates the sky from the sea so that the sky can be the sky and the sea can be the sea. This separation is creating a boundary. And without it, it says it was complete chaos. And so too are our lives complete chaos without boundaries. You see, we're all part of this magnificent, mighty whole. But if my hand tried to be a brain, things wouldn't work out so well, would they? So these boundaries help you be the person that you are here to be, and another person be the person that they are here to be. Boundaries help the sky be the sky and the sea be the sea. Boundaries help you be you and me be me. Boundaries are necessary for us to be good stewards of everything that we have in this lifetime, of our time and our talents and our resources. To be a good steward means that you understand that what you have is something that has been given to you by Spirit. And being a good steward is to help move that into the direction of the highest good, of the greatest fulfillment. Let me give you an example of where boundaries come into play with stewardship. Let's say I gave you tens of millions of dollars. Anybody want it? Yeah? Okay. But you have no boundaries. And so anybody who wants some of that money comes to you and asks for it, and you give it to them. And you give, and you give, and you give, and you give. Well, it's great to give, right? But do you think you'll make as big of an impact as you could with $10 million giving it away to anybody and everybody who asks? Or by having boundaries and stewarding it into a cause, or into something you are passionate about, or putting that money to work to do something big? Now, money is a tangible and practical thing, so it makes a good example, but really, the most valuable resource each of us has is our time. And boundaries help you be a good steward of your time. Because if you say yes and yes and yes to every single thing that people ask you to do, are you living your own life? Are you being the expression of God that you are called to be? Are you responding and creating? Or are you just reacting and being led? So I have a dog. His name is Theo. He's 2 years old. He's very cute. I should have sent Sean a picture so you guys could see him, but it'd be too distracting. He's too cute. So when Theo first came to live with us, I made a decision that for the first 6 months or so, I was not going to tell him no.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
And that's
Now
the end of the sermon.
Now, before you start wondering about how the kids turned out, let me explain my reasoning. You see, I didn't want to tell this new puppy no and reprimand him for doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing when I hadn't taken the time to teach him what he should be doing. You see, we can't punish people for not knowing what's expected of them when we've never told them. And yet we do all the time, don't we? We expect people to know that we want them to call. We expect people to know that that thing they said hurt us. We expect them to know that we don't appreciate what they're doing. But how can they know if we never told them? So let's take an example. Let's say that you carpool to church with a friend, and it's great, except for one thing. You and this friend have slightly different definitions of what it means to be on time. So you like to get here 5 to 10 minutes early, have a chance to use the bathroom, say hi to everybody, get your cup of coffee, find your seat. Your friend, as long as you're here before the minister gets up, that's good enough, right? So it's causing some frustrations. You're starting to see, okay, I'm not loving this. So the question becomes, from a spiritual perspective, how do I allow the unique expression of God that my friend is to be that, while also keeping myself as the unique expression of God that I am? And the answer is a boundary. You see, boundaries are the closest distance at which I can love both you and myself. Okay, so let's look at what our options are with our friend here. Option number 1, we can say nothing. We can drop little hints like, hey, you want to pick me up at like 10:10 today? Maybe they're still late, but we don't say anything, so we don't want to hurt their feelings. And then what might happen is you start to notice a little bit of anger, a little bit of resentment maybe, kind of, but you don't say anything. You don't want to rock the boat. Until one day it just all boils over and you snap. Anybody ever accidentally choose this option? Yeah. Option number 2, you can start to just distance yourself from them a little bit. Oh, tomorrow I think I need to run some errands before church, so I'm going to go do that and I'll just meet you there. And then you come up with excuse after excuse, start distancing. I'm not feeling well, I'm just going to watch the live stream today. Until over time, your friend starts to kind of pick up on something's going on here. And they think that maybe you're upset with them, but they don't know why. And then before you know it, months have gone by and you're just not friends anymore. Anyone ever choose this option? Yeah. So option number 3 is setting a boundary. And it would look like this. Selena, I love coming to church with you and that we carpool. I would prefer to be here 10 minutes before service starts, so at 10:20. If you can make that happen, let's ride together. If not, I'm going to save you a seat so we can sit together. You see, boundaries require you to first know what you want. I need to realize where the issue is, that I want to be on time. This is who I am. I'm an on-time person. So it requires you to know what you want, and then it requires you to be vulnerable, which is maybe the hardest part. And then the third thing that boundaries require is that we take ownership and responsibility of being good stewards of our time, which also means we can't blame the other person. So I want to look now at the second creation story in the Bible that we know as Adam and Eve. So God puts man in the Garden of Eden and tells him, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat from it, you will certainly die. So here God is setting a boundary. Here's what's allowed, here's what's not allowed, and here's the consequence. So later on in the story, a serpent comes to Eve, right, and asks about this tree with the forbidden fruit, and Eve says we can't eat it or we'll die. And the serpent tells her, you won't die. God just doesn't want your eyes to be opened like his eyes. So when Eve saw the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it. When God returns, he realizes they've eaten the fruit, and he asks Adam, did you eat the fruit? And Adam says, well, it's Eve's fault. She gave it to me. And so God asks Eve, what have you done? And Eve says, well, it's not my fault. The serpent deceived me. So this human tendency to blame others when we cross a boundary, when we make a mistake, it's old as time. I've got a little video I want you to watch. Okay, in a second we're going to have a little video.
How many of you are blamers? How many of you, when something goes wrong, the first thing you want to know is whose fault it is? Hi, my name is Brene. I am a blamer. Let me just tell you this quick story. So this is a couple years ago when I first realized the magnitude to which I blame. I'm in my house. I have on white slacks and a pink sweater set, and I'm drinking a cup of coffee in my kitchen. It's a full cup of coffee. I drop it on the tile floor. It goes into a million pieces, splashes up all over me. And the first, a millisecond after it hit the floor, right out of my mouth is this: damn you, Steve. Who is my husband. Because let me tell you how fast this works for me. So Steve plays water polo with a group of friends. And the night before, he went to go play water polo. And I said, hey, make sure you come back at 10, because I can never fall asleep until you're home. And he got back at 10:30. And so I went to bed a little bit later than I thought. Ergo, my second cup of coffee that I probably would not be having had he come home when we discussed. Therefore, and so the rest of the story is I'm cleaning up the kitchen. Steve calls, caller ID. I'm like, hey. He's like, hey, what's going on, babe? What's going on? So I'll tell you exactly what's going on. I'm cleaning up the coffee that spilled all like dial tone. Because he knows. How many of you go to that place when something bad happens, the first thing you want to know is whose fault is it? I'd rather it be my fault than no one's fault. Because why? Why? Because it gives us some semblance of control. But here, if you enjoy blaming, this is where you should stick your fingers in your ear and do the na-na-na-na thing, because I'm getting ready to ruin it for you. Because here's what we know from the research. Blame is simply the discharging of discomfort and pain. It has an inverse relationship with accountability. Accountability, by definition, is a vulnerable process. It means me calling you and saying, hey, my feelings were really hurt about this, and talking. It's not blaming. Blaming is simply a way that we discharge anger. People who blame a lot seldom have the tenacity and grit to actually hold people accountable, because we expend all of our energy raging for 15 seconds and figuring out whose fault something is. And blaming is very corrosive in relationships, and it's one of the reasons we miss our opportunities for empathy. Because when something happens and we're hearing a story, we're not really listening. We're in the place where I was, making the connections as quickly as we can about whose fault something was.
Fun video, right? I love Brene Brown, if you're not familiar with her work. She's a psychologist and author and does a ton of research into our emotions, and is a big proponent of vulnerability and accountability, which I am as well. So we blame. It's a human thing, but it's also not helpful in our relationships. So I want to talk a little bit about how this shows up when it comes to boundaries. So let's take a different example than the friend that takes you to church. Let's say you have a different friend who asks you for money, and in the past you've lent them some money, and they've never paid you back. So you decide, okay, I'm going to set a boundary. And you let your friend know, I love you and I value our relationship, but I cannot continue to lend you money. Is this okay for you to do? Yeah. Is this being a good steward of your resources? Okay. So let's say things are going well for a few months. You're still seeing your friend regularly. You have a great relationship. They haven't asked you for money. Things are great. Then one day your friend says, hey, I was wondering if I could borrow a little money. It's just a little bit and I can pay you back next Friday. Has a boundary been crossed? See nods and I see some no's. Okay, stay right there for a second. So your friend asks for money. And you say, well, you know, it's been a while since they asked and they said it's only a little bit and they can pay me back next week. So you say yes and you lend them the money. Now has a boundary been crossed? Unanimous yes? Who crossed the boundary? You did. You see, sometimes when we talk about boundaries in pop culture, it's like this magical thing that we can use to control other people. Oh no, I'm sorry, you can't talk to me about that, I have a boundary. But you can't control other people. Right now there's a newish best-selling book out by Mel Robbins called The Let Them Theory. And the let them theory is based on the idea that you can't control what other people do, so let them do it. Mel says, the reality is no matter how hard you try or what you do, you cannot control other people. And yet, you live your life as if you can. You live as though if you say the right things, people will like you. If you keep on taking on more work, your boss will respect you. If you act in the right way and cater to what your mom wants and also keep your friends happy, that somehow you'll find peace. But you can't control other people, so let them do what they're going to do. And the second part of the let them theory is let them, then let me. You can't control other people, but you can always control what you say, think, or do in response. And that is where true power comes. And I would say that our third principle in unity really agrees with this. That we co-create our lives through the power of our thoughts, our words, and our actions. You know what principle 3 does not say? That our lives are co-created by what other people decide to do. So no matter what happens, no matter what other people say or do, no matter what the election results are or how long the government shut down, no matter what your boss says or what happens to your job or your health, no matter what, you always have a choice of what you think, what you say, and what you do. And that is your power to create your life. So in summary, when we think about setting boundaries, we think it's about teaching other people how to treat us. But really, the most sacred boundaries that we can create and adhere to are the ones that we set for ourselves. I'm going to leave the work at work and focus on my family at home. I'm going to show up in my relationships and my friendships with a full open heart and not judge. I'm going to be a good steward of my resources by saying yes to the things that I am 100% yes to, and saying no to everything that is not in alignment with what I am here to do. Boundaries are how we move our life from chaos into order. Like how God created order out of the chaos by making that separation, by setting that boundary. And boundaries are how we step into our power to create and manifest the life that we want, and being good stewards of our time and our resources. And boundaries are also how we come into a fuller understanding of the oneness of God. Because when we can set a boundary and allow ourselves to fully express the divine light of the world that you uniquely are, other people get to do that for themselves too. And we all benefit when each part of the body of Christ is doing its part, playing its role. And so that is why boundaries are sacred. And so it is.
I'm going to play an entirely different song than what's listed because it'll fit better. Sometimes I sit there and listen to sermons. I go, what we had picked out's not going to work. And instead of just playing something very strange that didn't fit at all, you can shift gears. It's a song of mine called Gospel/Use Words If You Have to. Heart and a steadfast ear is a safe place to land. For when your empty light comes on and you've done all you can, and though you may have doubt and fear, you are always welcome here. Though you may have been lost, these arms mean you're found. All I can see is what you can be. All you really need is a friend. Compassion, grace, and a little free food is what the whole world needs. Spread this good news everywhere and salvation you will see. And live this life with a loving plan. Then the kingdom will be at hand. All I can see what you can be, all you really need is a friend. That I could say just what you mean to me. Watch the actions of my heart and maybe you will see. See, I have wandered quite a while just to see your silly smile. All I can see is what you can be, all you really need. All I can see is what you can be, and all you really need is a friend.
Ryan Bonner, everybody. If somebody could sponsor him today, I'd really appreciate that. $100 to sponsor his time today. All right.
It's a bargain.
Yeah, we get a lot of value out of him, especially since he can be flexible during the service and change songs like that, you know. We thought we had this all planned out, but this was much better, wasn't it? All right. I want to share a little bit of humor. I wanted to let Amanda Sue do her sermon first, but here's a thought to think on. You come from dust, you'll return to dust. That's why I don't dust. It could be somebody I know. All right. On that note, let's prepare for our celebration of abundance. Dave, if you'll join me up here with a microphone, please.
Here.
Dave is our board basket blesser today.
We searched widely for this position and I accepted it.
All right, go ahead.
Our board consciousness is abundance.
We are an abundant and thriving community.
Now we have one for our new minister, which is in the newsletter.
We are attracting the best new minister for Unity of Flagstaff, who leads and inspires us to our next phase of spiritual growth and service. All right, let's bring the baskets forward. Go ahead.
We release our limitation
and give from abundance. We are abundant. Thank you, Spirit. All right, go forth. Time for announcements. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to remind you ways to give. We take cash or check. You can donate through Zelle. This QR code works best when you open it through your banking app. You can send a snail mail. I love checking the mail every week. P.O. Box 1740, Flagstaff, Arizona 86002. What we got coming up? We got journal class. Sue, where are you? There she is. Sue, hi. We're doing your journal class, right? Yep. Okay. Okay. Coffee hour. Are you leading this week, Selena? Yes. Okay, Selena will be leading coffee hour this week. Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Campus Coffee Bean. Silent auction. Silent auction sheets are over on the counter. Check them out. Food drive. We are doing a food drive. This is separate from other food drives going on in town. The box is over here. And as you bring food in, once a week we'll take donations to the warehouse for the Flagstaff Family Food Center. Okay, pledge drive updates. So, thanks to the pledge cards we've received so far, we are already at 42% of our budget, which is fantastic. Let's do a round of applause for that. So, I know pledge cards are scary. I printed enough for everybody, and I still got a huge stack. But really, if you haven't taken one, save us a stamp and take one home. These pledge cards aren't just about money. They're also about time, and there's a section in there about ways to volunteer. You know, you can sign up for what you volunteer for. So please, please, please take them home. I got everybody's favorite colors. I got green, yellow, pink, blue. You can, I've even got tan. You can pick them up. I'd really love to not have this stack anymore. Otherwise, I won't know who took them, and I'll just have to mail them out, and you might get two. Okay, winter coat drive. We're accepting winter coats all through winter. Winter is a flexible term, so as you bring in coats, you can put them in the box back there. And we'll extend it a little bit. If you want to give hats and gloves as well, I'll take them. Okay, Thanksgiving potluck, there's a sign up out in the hallway if you have questions. Marcia's here. If you own a local business, you can advertise in our newsletter and during the service. It's $75 for 6 months, $120 for 1 year. Here's our local business sponsors so far. A round of applause for them. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our website, the old one is still up surprisingly because I'm not paying for it anymore, but the new website is being built. I hope that it'll be up in about a week, 10 days tops. So thank you for your patience. I'm working very hard on the back end to get that built. And lastly, after service today, if you could help us clean up, I need extra hands as we finish cleaning out the fridge. We're getting rid of old stuff that's been in there. What was the oldest thing we found this morning, Sue, from 2022? Yeah, it needs to be cleaned out. So we'd appreciate some extra hands with that, and I'll lead that. The chairs we'll leave on the floor today. Thank you. All right, let's bring those baskets up here.
We appreciate you. Thank you. We affirm. Now together, please.
Thank you for this bounty. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the good we do and will do. We are joy-filled, and so it is. All right, please stand for our closing song, reprise of Lean on Me.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean. Let's go to the bridge. Just call on me, brother, sister, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you don't understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Sing on me, lean on.
And now our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. Claim the light. The love of God enfolds us. Claim the love. The power of God protects us. Claim the power. The presence of God watches over us. Claim the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Great and amazing week, everybody. Thank you.
On the way from
How much is it? Way more than that box? It probably will fill that. Go ahead and fill it. Okay, just fill it. Yeah, I changed it.